дощі, мені здається, дійшли сьогодні і до нас. А яка у вас сьогодні погода? Доброго дня, Долина, Київ, Бахмут. Вітаю вас, Харків, Одеса, привіт з Одеси, Калуш. Рада бачити вас на нашому вебінарі. Дійсно приємно, що стільки багато людей доєднуються до нас щодня. Рейні, сонячно, привіт Полтава, вітання вам. Привіт, Кропивницький, Київ, столиця, доєднується до нас зараз. Ужгород. Як у вас погода в Ужгороді? Тепло, сонячно, я надіюсь. Весна, як-не-як, у розпалі. Хмарно. Ну, що ж поробите? Львів, вітання зі Львова. Самбір. Покровськ, Донецький район. Дуже часто бачу відвідувачів, партисипантів з Покровська. Рада, що доєднуєтесь до нас. Hello from Зоя, Одеса. І вам привіт, Зоя. Чернігів, Київ, Івано-Франківськ. Маю надію, що всі ви в гарному гуморі. Навчальний рік вже майже добігає свого кінця. І мені дійсно приємно, що, не дивлячись на те, що ви зараз неймовірно зайняті, бо треба підвести підсумок навчального року, так, потрібно виставити оцінки. Ви все рівно знаходите час і доєднуєтесь до наших вебінарів. Це дуже приємно. Привіт з Києва, вітання і вам. Так, вчителі as busy, дякую, Ірина. Це дуже гарне порівняння, і я з вами погоджуюся на всі 100%. Вітання з Миргорода і з Києва, з Харкова, вітання вам з Одеси. І знову Київ. Одеса, вітання вам мої, Київ, рада бачити вас. Отже, люди потихеньку доєднуються до нас, будемо розпочинати. Отже, наш сьогоднішній вебінар є продовженням серії вебінарів, метою яких є допомогти викладачам вибрати ідеальний ресурс Pearson на новий навчальний рік. Маю велику надію, що минулого тижня ви переглянули вебінари про Fly High, які провела моя прекрасна колега Мар'яна Петречко. Також минулого тижня Олена Міходуй показала нам всім прекрасні аспекти підручника Wide World. Також Грем Джонс розповідав нам про Speak Out. Цього тижня ми продовжуємо наш марафон. Я розповім вам сьогодні про Next Move. Також Юля Киянець вчора та завтра розповість вам про наш абсолютно новий ресурс для старшої школи. Це High Note, тому якщо вас цікавлять новинки, доєднуйтесь, реєструйтесь. Також в четвер-п'ятницю Геннадій Білоус покаже вам абсолютно новий фокус, друге видання, і розкаже, який це прекрасний ресурс для підготовки до іспитів. Тому слідкуйте за нами, вибирайте ресурс, я впевнена, ваш вибір буде ідеальний. Не дивлячись на те, що вже майже кінець навчального року і майже кінець весни, ми в Untitled Education продовжуємо готувати різні сюрпризи і подарунки для всіх наших пошановувачів. І сьогодні ми підготували 3 спеціальних пропозиції для вас всіх. Перш за все, це 25% знижка на придбання ресурсу. Тобто, якщо ви сьогодні дивитесь вебінар про Next Move, ви отримуєте промокод, з яким ви зможете купити ресурс Next Move зі знижкою 25%. Чарівне слово промокод я скажу вам в кінці вебінару, тому дочекайтеся. Також, окрім 25% знижки, ви можете доєднатися абсолютно безкоштовно на 1 місяць до нашої електронної бібліотеки ePen. Скажіть мені, будь ласка, хто з вас вже користується ePen? Напишіть плюсик в чат-боксі. Я впевнена, що багато наших вчителів знають прекрасно, що це, і з радістю користуються. О, я бачу багато плюсів, це неймовірно тішить. ePanel – це електронна бібліотека абсолютно всіх ресурсів Pearson. В чому її переваги? Перш за все, перша перевага, на мою думку, це та, що не потрібно постійно за собою носити силу селену підручників. Тобто, встановивши e-panel на своєму комп'ютері вдома або в школі, ви можете отримати доступ до тих ресурсів, які вас цікавлять. Це Students Book, Workbook, Teachers Book та Class Audio Series. Тому не потрібно носити книжки з дому на роботу, з роботи додому. Так? Ви в класі користуєтесь підручниками, вдома, коли готуєтесь, відкриваєте e-panel. Або ж навпаки. Що я особисто люблю в e-panel, це те, що можна завантажити додаток e-panel на мобільний телефон. І уявіть, всі ваші CD-диски, підручники у вас на телефоні. Забули ноутбук, не працює ноутбук, немає можливості включити аудіо. Відкрили телефон, відкрили e-panel, все працює, прекрасна якість, прекрасний звук і урок аудіювання не зірвався. Тому всім нашим учасникам сьогоднішнього вебінару, якщо ви ще не користуєтеся онлайн-бібліотекою e-panel, вам буде відкритий безкоштовно 1 місяць до ресурсу NextMove. Якщо цей ресурс для вас абсолютно новий, ви зможете переглянути всі рівні Students Book, Workbook, а також прослухати якість аудіо і подивитися, що пропонує нам Teachers Book. Третім сюрпризом, який ми підготували для всіх вас, це є 60 днів безкоштовного доступу до онлайн-платформи My English Lab. Я впевнена, що багато з вас знають, що таке My English Lab. Це інтерактивна платформа, де учні можуть працювати в системі онлайн, тобто не обов'язково мати підручник Workbook, так, це ніби як електронний зошит, де дублюються всі вправи з Workbook паперового, проте система сама провіряє домашні завдання, ваші учні відразу бачать свої помилки, вони можуть їх проаналізувати, а ви, як вчитель, отримуєте звіт про пророблену роботу. Це значно заощаджує ваш час. Абсолютно не потрібно провіряти зошити, носити їх додому і так далі. Система все робить за вас. На час карантину ми запропонували цю опцію багатьом нашим вчителям, і уже майже 80 тисяч, уявіть, учнів та вчителів доєдналися до My English Lab, і фідбек, який ми отримуємо від них, абсолютно позитивний. Тому, якщо ви ще не спробували, що таке My English Lab, ви маєте нагоду переглянути, що це за платформа, що вона пропонує своїм користувачам, тому долучайтеся. Ще один абсолютно новий проєкт від Untitled Education, яким ми дійсно пишаємося, це онлайн тічі-тренінгові курси. Це щось абсолютно нове. Це курси, які будуть проводитися провідними методистами та провідними викладачами The London School of English. І де будуть розглядатися різні аспекти викладання англійської мови. Групи будуть малоформатні, тобто максимум 15 чоловік, тобто кожен учасник матиме достатньо уваги зі сторони тренера. Перша група вже стартує 27 травня, друга група буде стартувати з 2 червня, тому долучайтеся. Кількість місць обмежена, але я знаю, що місця ще є. Темою ми вибрали, першою темою для цих курсів ми вибрали способи та форми оцінювання учнів, а також як правильно давати фідбек. Я вважаю, що тема дуже цікава, тема, яку дуже корисно пропрацювати і підвищити свій професійний рівень. Тому проходьте за посиланням або скануйте QR-код та реєструйтеся. Курси платні, вартість курсу 700 гривень. Тому долучайтеся, будемо раді вас бачити. Також нагадаю знову про сертифікати. Як вам відомо, по закінченню нашого вебінару всі ви отримаєте сертифікат. Доволі часто ми чуємо такі відгуки, що люди не отримали, не знайшли в папці отримані листи. Час від часу перевіряйте папочку спам, інколи наші сертифікати приходять туди. Знову ж таки, якщо ви користуєтеся поштою Gmail доволі часто наші сертифікати проходять в папку промо-акції. Тому, знову ж таки, якщо ви не знайшли сертифікат в отриманих листах, якщо його немає в спамі, подивіться промо-акції. І остання опція, якщо ж все-таки ви переглянули всі можливі файли, але сертифікату немає, пишіть нам. Моя модератор, прекрасна Олена Міходуй, яка модерує мене сьогодні, прикріпила зверху нашого чату гарне повідомлення, де ви можете бачити онлайн-адресу info@internal.com.ua. Тобто, якщо ви не отримали сертифікат після якогось з наших вебінарів, пишіть, будь ласка, нам, ми обов'язково вирішимо це питання. І сьогодні ми матимемо таку з вами question-answer session по закінченню нашого вебінару. Тому пишіть ваші запитання в кінці сесії, я з радістю на них відповім. Okay, and now I believe it's time to start speaking English. So once again, for those who have just joined us, my name is Natalia Mikhnenko. I'm a methodologist at Untitled Education, and I'm the one who works in Odessa office. And you know, I believe that quarantine, which started 2 months ago, actually, has changed our life dramatically. And what about you? Do you agree with me? Can you see many changes in your current life? Okay, your ideas? Well, I personally can say that my life hasn't changed that much. I keep working even harder than before. Talking about my son, who is the pupil of the 6th form, I can say that he loves quarantine. He's not a big fan of Zoom lessons, but anyway, it's a kind of vacation for him. And I believe that my husband is the person who benefits the most because he has enough time to binge watch his favorite TV series and, I don't know, to play computer games and stuff like that. By the way, what's your favorite film? Do you have enough free time now to watch your favorite film? So, any ideas in the chat box? No time for watching films. It's a shame. Castle. I've never heard about the film, but I'm sure it's interesting. No time. Yeah. Unfortunately, our teachers don't have time for watching movies, but sometimes they do watch something with their husband. Yeah, and now I will show you a picture from my favorite movie, and I want you to write in the chat box the title of the movie. So can you guess what movie it is? Your ideas? Красотка, the beauty? No. Well, any other ideas? You know, Pollyanna, no. Yes, Angelika Lopushinska, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's the movie entitled What Women Want. And you know, every time I watch this movie, I think, okay, what do women really want? Maybe a pair of new red stilettos? Or, I don't know, to eat a cake, but not to put on weight? And men might dream about having a new car or, I don't know, sporty body. But, you know, it seems to me that teachers, and especially English teachers, have a little bit different wishes. So, could you type in the chat box the answer to my question, what do English teachers want? Well, thank you. English teachers want some understanding and love. Yes, permanent job, it's important. Enough time, exactly. Some rest, yeah, I understand. Now everybody is tired, but look, we have like 10 days left before the end of the school year. Respect and appreciation, yeah, they are immensely important. Less check, more talk, exactly. And native speaker friend, wow, what a wish, yeah, nice idea. Tests. English teachers want tests. Yeah. Time, rest, money. Yeah, money is important. I agree with you. So to sum up all our wishes, I can say that English teachers usually want to have perfect students. Do you agree with me? Yeah, the ones who always raise their hands, the ones who always do their home tasks, who are eager to work hard, who never misbehave and love learning English. Also, I think that English teachers want to have enough time for professional development. Yeah, to attend seminars, to attend webinars, different meetings, to share the ideas, to learn something new. Yeah, to have enough time for that. Even to watch some sites, okay? Well, also, especially when we work with the upper secondary students, we always want them to succeed in their exams. Yeah, it seems to me, that teachers worry about ZNO exams even more than students do. And I'm sure you will agree with me. Also, okay, the dearest wish of mine to have a perfect photocopier which never breaks down, especially when I have 5 minutes left before the final test and I have to copy, 50 copies. So the photocopier that never breaks down. And if we speak about current situation, yeah, I believe that most teachers just dream about being sure that all students switch on their cameras during the Zoom lesson, right, and mute their mics. Yeah, we have a lot of wishes, we have a lot of dreams, but there is one more thing which all the teachers want to have. I believe it's a perfect resource, yeah, that perfect book which will make our work easy, interesting, engaging, motivating. So here I can choose a lot of different adjectives. Yeah, so every teacher dreams about having a perfect book. Yeah, it goes without saying. And what about you? What is your idea of a perfect book? Can you type in just one word which describes a perfect book, a perfect English book? For me, for example, I believe that it should be clear, like open and teach. I open the book and I understand what to do, how to conduct my lesson. Yeah, the book should be authentic. I agree with you, Irina. It's a very good idea. Engaging. Yeah, it's important for modern students. User-friendly, very nice word. Yeah, user-friendly when we talk about us, the teachers. User-friendly when we speak about students who are actually the target users of the book as well. Lots of simple examples. Yeah, agree. Interesting materials, colorful. Yeah, well, so we see that there are a lot of different things which we value in a good, authentic resource. And actually today I'm going to talk about the book which I believe is perfect, and it's Next Move. By the way, have we got many Next Move users among the participants? Could you put a plus into the chat box if you use Next Move? Oh, I use it. Okay, thank you, Natalia. Well, okay. So as far as I see, we have many users of Next Move, which is great. Okay, Irina is saying that she would like to use it. Well, it's up to you. You can choose the book for the next year if you like it. Well, so today we are going to talk about Next Move, which is a 4-level book. Yeah, 4-level course for lower secondary. So we use Next Move in the forums: the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. So it works absolutely well in lower secondary school. And today, as an example, I'm going to use Next Move 2, which works well in the 6th form. By the way, how old are our students in the 6th form? Could you remind me? Yeah, they are 11 or 12, so let's keep it in mind here while looking through the book that it's for students who are 11 or 12 years old. Okay, well, so I got one more question to you. What are the criteria you use when you take a book? Yeah, look at the context. So, what is important for you? What is the first thing you look at when you open a new book? Your ideas. Topics. Yes, topics should be appealing to students. Yeah, you remember the age? Okay, you might presume what topics might be interesting for them, what topics might be boring. Okay, grammar, vocabulary, agree. Well, structure. Yeah, the structure of the book is essential. Songs, yeah, especially when we talk about primary sector, songs are important. It must cover the program. Yeah, I agree. Well, whether we like it or not, yeah, the topics should correspond to the requirements of our program. Video, yeah, video makes the resource really engaging and fun. Audio supplement, yeah, it's important. Yeah, so as far as I see, yeah, we have different criteria of choosing a perfect book, and all of them are important. I agree 100%. But I have chosen 3 things which our teachers usually look at when they choose a new resource for their students. I don't know why, but usually the first thing we look at when we open the book is grammar. Yeah, okay, so I remember what are the requirements. Yeah, and I start looking. Okay, present simple, present continuous, not bad, present perfect, blah, blah, blah. Well, so grammar is the first thing we usually look at. But then we switch to vocabulary. Yeah, we should understand whether the vocabulary is up to date, whether it will be interesting for our learners who are 11, 12. I'm sure they are not ready to talk about globalization or, I don't know, environmental issues. Well, also we remember the ministry requirements, yeah, which topics should be covered in the 6th form. Yeah, so we try to analyze the vocab. And the last but not the least thing, yeah, we usually analyze is reading. We look at the size of the text, right? We see if there are many words used in the text, if the grammar is used in the text, all that stuff. Yeah, and usually I know many teachers believe that the bigger, the longer the text is, the better. Well, today, actually, while walking through the next move, we are going to look at these 3 aspects: vocabulary, reading, and grammar, but I will tell you something more, like some ideas which are worth looking at when you choose a good book for your students. So, once again, as an example, I'm going to use Next Move 2, which works well in the 6th form. And I have chosen a reading lesson from the very, very first unit. So I'm looking at the reading lesson. Of course, first of all, I pay attention to the text. Okay, not bad, pretty long text. Okay, but I also analyzed the lesson itself. Could you remind me, what are the typical stages of a reading lesson? So which stages do we cover? Yeah, when we speak about a reading lesson? Yeah, it's pre-reading, then we start with pre-reading, then we have while reading stage and post-reading. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So while analyzing the reading text, I don't look just at the text. I also analyze the whole lesson. And looking at this page, I see that here I have exercise 1. Yeah, the students are asked to look at the photos, and to answer 3 simple questions, about Olympic flag, Olympic torch, and the opening ceremony. And I understand that it's a very nice free reading activity, which is really engaging and which will help me to see how much my students know about Olympic Games. So it's kind of elicitation, yes, and also it will boost my students' interest in the topic. Then I look at task 2. Read the magazine article, answer the questions. Well, so I understand that this is the task for while reading stage, So my students are supposed to read the text and to be ready to discuss the questions. And again, I pay attention to that symbol, which means that it's not only reading, it can be listening as well. And it gives me a choice. If I have a group of strong students, I can do it as a listening activity. If I have weaker students, it can be done as a reading activity, so I can decide. And it's a very nice task for while reading stage. Then I go to the final task. Then what about you in pairs, ask and answer? Well, so I see that it's a very nice activity for post-reading stage, where my students are supposed to discuss their attitude towards Olympic Games. So as you see, I analyze not only the text itself, the structure, the vocab, the length of sentences, I analyze the whole lesson, to see whether it is logically structured, whether it will be easy for me to teach reading, and whether it will be interesting and useful for my students to work with this text. Well, and if we look at the text once again, and if we pay attention to vocabulary, which is used here, like archery, athletics, gymnastics. So what kind of vocabulary do you think is recycled in the story? Ice hockey, skiing, snowboarding. Yes, Irina, you are the first to give us the correct answer. It's sports. Well, so I can presume that the lesson which precedes my reading lesson must be a vocabulary lesson. And if we go to the lesson which precedes the reading one, we will see that it's vocabulary. Every single unit in next move, no matter what level of the book it is, starts with vocabulary input. We start the unit with vocabulary lessons. So students learn the words which they might need, while working with the whole unit. And again, I analyze the vocabulary and I pay attention not only to the words which my students are supposed to learn, I also analyze the whole page, right? And I see that the meaning of the words is presented with the help of the pictures, right? And the pictures are bright, they are really appealing, and I'm sure that my students, will spend some time thinking trying to guess what is shown in some pictures. Well, after that, I see that my students should listen and repeat the words. So the meaning has been presented with the help of pictures. Then we have pronunciation. And only after that, they see the form. They see the words written in the box. So everything is given logically, according to CELTA rules, let's say so. But again, to make sure the lesson is effective, I should analyze the exercises for controlled practice. And look what we've got here. We have a very nice task, where the students are asked to divide the nouns, sport nouns, into 3 categories. The nouns which usually go with play, with go, or do. Well, nice activity, right? Because we should explain that займатися дзюдо і займатися плаванням, these are 2 different words. Займатися дзюдо, it's do judo, а займатися плаванням, go swimming. and it's important to explain to your students, because actually how can you talk about the sport if you don't know which verb to use? Well, again, I move to task 4 and I see that here we have 10 sentences to practice the verbs, where they can see the sports and they have to complete the gaps with the correct verb. Perfect activity. So my students will remember not only types of sports, but they will also learn the correct verbs which usually communicate with these types of sports. Well, and of course, I can plan my lesson on my own, but in next move, we have a perfect personal assistant. And you know what it is? It's a teacher's book. It's not surprising that a resource like Nextmove or maybe Wider World or GoGetter has a teacher's book. Any authentic resource has got it. But Nextmove has really amazing, I would say, teacher's book. And now I will show you what I mean. So I have the vocabulary lesson. I open the teacher's book. So what can I see on the page? First of all, as it is the beginning of the unit, I can see the unit contents described. So I see what grammar topics, what vocabulary topics are going to be covered in the unit. So I can logically understand what we are going to do for a few weeks. Then, of course, I have a detailed step-by-step lesson plan, which is great because I don't need to waste my time writing the lesson plan, trying to foresee all the possible problems and stuff like that. I have everything done for me, and maybe I will have some time to watch my favorite movie. And what is more, look, we have some extra activity. For example, I have a nice activity to start my lesson with. Books closed in pairs or small groups, students brainstorm sports and activities. They change partners or groups and teach each other the vocabulary. What a nice activity, perfect task to start my vocabulary lesson with, to elicit from my students what they know. Also, it's pretty student-centered because students are going to teach each other. For example, if I know the word skateboarding, but you don't, I will tell you the word and I will teach you that word. Why not? Also, we have one more extra activity, which is recommended for the end of the lesson. It says, reinforce vocabulary and spelling by doing a group mime activity at this point. Wow, sports is the best topic for miming because not all vocabulary can be mimed, right? So if I have a few minutes at the end of the lesson, I can do this activity with my students. And you see, everything is given in the teacher's book. I don't need to look for some additional ideas in Google. I don't need to ask my colleagues to recommend me something. I have everything ready for me, given in the teacher's book. Okay, so if I get back to my reading lesson, once again, I remember that in the previous lesson, my students have learned sports vocabulary. So what do you think is a good idea to start my lesson, my reading lesson with? I don't think I should come into the classroom and say, okay, open the book, let's start reading the text. If I remember that it was sports vocabulary which we learned the previous lesson, it makes sense to watch the video, possible, or maybe to revise, this vocabulary somehow. And now we are going to do one activity with you. So remember that you are my students, you are 11 or 12, and we are going to practice sports vocab. So you can see a table with 3 verbs given: play, go, and do. I'm going to show you some sports vocabulary on the screen. Your task is to type in your chat box the verb. This type of sport is usually used with. For example, I say swimming and you type go. Exactly, Olha, you are the first. So, are you ready? Let's do it. Athletics. Do. Yes, you're right. Well done. Basketball. So, what do we do with basketball? Of course, we play basketball. Well done. Well, let's move on. Skating. It's number 2 or oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. So look, what a nice categorization dictation. Yeah, while doing it, your students will not only remember the correct spelling of the sports vocab, yeah, they will also remember the verbs these types of sports are usually used with. And again, do you think I created or invented that activity? No. Actually, I took it from the teacher's book. And you know, it's one more peculiarity of Next Move teacher's book. The instructions how to set up the activity, how to assess the activity are given. If we have a look at these ideas given in the teacher's book, we will see that first of all, we are recommended to revise the use of play, go, and do. Then we should tell our students to draw a table. Tell students you're going to say 10 sports. Here we have even some information how to assess the exercise, because it is said that they will get half a point for the correct column and a further half a point for correct spelling. And we also have the idea how to finish this activity. Yeah? Students correct their own work and give themselves a mark out of 10. Yeah, so it's not just the sentence written in the book like do the activity with your students, but we have step-by-step instruction, yeah, how to set up this activity, how to assess this activity, and how even to give the feedback. Well, so these are the activities recommended by Next Move Teacher's Book. Well, we are moving further, and again, the same text. You see, we are going to get back to this text again and again. This time, I want you to pay attention to grammar structures which are given in the text. So if we have a closer look at the text, we will see that we have a lot of examples of what? Olympic Games take place. Winter Olympic Games do not happen in the same year. The torch visits many countries. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We have lots and lots of examples of present simple. Right you are. So again, look, the same reading story is used for recycling the vocabulary which has been learned before, but at the same time, the same story is used to present the meaning of the grammar topic, which I believe must be learned a little bit later. And if we turn over the page and go further, we will see that the next lesson, which follows the reading lesson, is grammar. Yeah, something that we really, really love. And again, the first thing, I'm sure, the first thing we always look at when we open any grammar page is what? Quantity of exercises. Again, we calculate like how many tasks are there to make sure my students have enough practice, present simple, present perfect, whatever. Yeah, but again, it's not only the quantity of exercises which matters. Let's have a look what Next Move offers us. Here we have a very nice table, yeah, where all the information about present simple is consolidated. What I love about these tables, they are pretty clear. Yes, they provide nice, simple examples. And you know, every time your students have doubts whether to use as in this sentence or not to use, whether to use do or does, they can go back to this table. They know that this information is there. Again, it's a very nice inductive approach to teaching grammar, yeah, where the meaning is presented through the context, and then the students all together work out the rules. Also, we should remember about parents. I believe that these tables are also perfect for parents because it's the sixth form, and whether we like it or not, parents might help their kids with their home tasks, I'm sure. And again, parents might know the language, might not remember the present simple. They can always refer to this table and help their kids if necessary. Okay, let's have a look at the grammar exercises. Parents use keybooks in Moscow. Yeah, you know, I know that sometimes parents even buy teachers' books to help their students, their kids. But let's hope that your parents don't do that. Okay, so apart from grammar rules, yeah, exercises are important. And what I love about next move is that approach to tasks. Usually the first exercises, yeah, which are given for controlled practice, they are pretty simple. Yes, well, if we have a look at the tasks given on this page, yeah, we will see that in task 2, yeah, the students are supposed to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb. Yeah, just a verb, whether with ending s or without ending s. The third task, yeah, well, it's making positive sentences negative. Yeah, okay, pretty nice activity to practice negative forms. But tasks 4 and 5 will be a little bit more challenging. Yeah, because look, in task number 4, they are supposed to write questions. But look, the questions are about dad, about themselves, about mom, friends. So it's a kind of personalized activity. And again, you can ask your students to write the questions, then they can work in pairs or small groups, they can ask the questions. The task can be done as a mingling activity. They can walk around the little classroom, ask each other the questions, and then give you some interesting, tell you some interesting facts about their classmates, moms, or their teacher, or whoever. And the task number 5 will be the most challenging because here they have a piece of text, yeah, and this time they are supposed to complete the gaps either with positive, negative form of the verb, or maybe even to use questions. So as you can see, the tasks are graded, and you know, it's really good. It gives your students that feeling of confidence. Yeah, all the exercises are step by step, Valentina. I absolutely agree with you. And it gives the students the confidence that they can do it. Because, you know, if you start with something hard, if they open the first sentence or the second one and they see that they cannot do the task, well, they feel absolutely discouraged and they say, okay, no, I don't understand present simple. I don't want to do the tasks. But this approach, yeah, is pretty user-friendly, as some of you mentioned at the very beginning of our webinar. Yeah, students love it. Okay, well, let's move further and look. If we pay attention to the vocabulary which is used in grammar exercises, we will see that it's do judo, skateboarding, football, he plays tennis. So we see that the vocabulary which has been learned before is recycled not only in the text, in the written text, yeah, it is recycled in grammar exercises. So our students are exposed to target vocabulary again and again. And the more they practice it, the higher the chances are that they will remember it. Well, and okay, let's look at our assistant, personal assistant, which is a teacher's book. So I open the page, yeah, grammar page in the teacher's book. And again, what do I see? A nice lesson plan. And apart from that, I have a really great language note which recommends me to pay attention to pronunciation of ending S in the third person singular. Very often when we speak about grammar in particular, we kind of forget about pronunciation because, okay, what's the connection between grammar and pronunciation? But anyway, when we explain our student in the sixth form how to pronounce that ending S at the end of the verb in the third person singular, we will make sure that they will do it correctly in the future. They will sound fluent and natural when they speak. And if we don't do it in the sixth form, we might have this problem in the tense. So thank you, Next Move Teacher's book, that you reminded me about this important pronunciation thing. Also, we have extra activity to wrap up my grammar lesson. Again, if I have time, I can do this activity with my student. If not, okay, I can skip it. It's not a problem. Well, so as you see, we have had a look at reading. Yes, and we have analyzed not only the text itself, but the whole lesson, all the stages of the lesson. Yeah, we have seen how vocabulary is presented and recycled and practiced in the next move. We also have paid attention to grammar, and we have understood that grammar lesson is not only practicing, it's a little bit more. So we have spoken about students' book. Yeah, I have shown you nice pages from my favorite teacher's book. But what else is missing if we speak about a good, authentic resource? What else do we need? What else do our students need to practice even more? Your ideas in the chat box? Dialogues. Yeah, okay. The more they speak, the better. Speaking. Of course, speaking is an important part, of next move, and every lesson, whether it is grammar, vocabulary, or any skills lesson, is wrapped up with some production activity, which is usually speaking, or it can be it can be writing as well. But now I'm talking about one more component, which is, okay, any ideas in the chat box? Well, which is workbook. Not mail. We will talk about mail, my English lab, a little bit later. Now, I would like to show you the workbook. Next move workbook. Okay, you might say, okay, nothing special. Any authentic resource has the workbook, and workbook provides the reinforcement and practice of grammar, vocab, and skills. Yes, I agree with you. So for every lesson in the student's book, we have a corresponding lesson in the workbook, right, where students can practice vocabulary, reading skills, or maybe grammar, listening. As what I love about what I love about workbook in the in next move is that, as you can see, exercises have different quantity of stars, which means that tasks are graded. Yeah, as you can see, tasks 1 and 2 usually have 1 star, which means that these are easy tasks. Again, what is good about it? Yeah, it's your individual approach to every student. If you have a really weak student, yes, and you see that she or he is weak, okay, you ask him or her to do the tasks with 1 star only. Yeah, let's have a closer look what is offered here for present simple. Yeah, so James play or plays basketball. A pretty simple task. Yeah, the students don't have to write anything. Yeah, they just have to remember what form to use. Either we need ending S or we don't need ending S. That's it. Tasks 3 and 4 here on this page have 2 stars. Yeah, which means that they are a little bit more complicated. Again, let's have a closer look, yeah, in task 3, yeah, they have to complete the sentences using the verbs, yeah, and using the information given in the previous task. Yeah, so it's a little bit harder, let's say so, yeah, because here they have to decide whether the sentence should be positive or negative, first of all, yeah, and then they should remember about this ending S. And the final task, exercise 5, has got 3 stars, yeah, which means that it's the most challenging. It's a kind of sum up, yeah, to show a real result of your work. And again, here we have a short paragraph, and students here should complete the gaps either with the positive or negative form of the verb, or maybe even to write a question. You know, from the point of view of the student, I am the mother of the son who has been using Next Move for 2 years. And I will tell you now how it works with pupils when they do their homework. You know, they really love the idea that the exercises are graded, because they start with the first task, with the second one, they see that the tasks are doable. Yeah, like, look, mom, I done the task and I haven't even asked you for any help, right? Okay, so I see that I know. Well, tasks 3 and 4, okay, a little bit more time for thinking. Yeah, but again, well, you can get back to this table, present simple table in the student's book, or you can ask your mom if she knows English. But again, they feel encouraged. They see that they can do it. And as soon as they get to the last task, yes, they are full of confidence that, okay, they can cope with present simple. So that is the way how it works with pupils. And for teachers, of course, it gives you that personal approach, individual approach to any student. Yeah, if you have a weaker group, you know that they won't cope with task 5, yeah, ask them to do exercises 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have really strong students, well, ask them to do all the tasks on the page. So that is the choice Next Move workbook gives you. Well, and you know, that's not it, because here in Next Move workbook, we have grammar reference, vocabulary reference. What do I mean? We have additional pages at the end of the book. It's like a book. So this is the workbook. You have black and white, yes, black and white pages, yeah, which you can use to practice book. You have this colored section with additional grammar exercises, vocabulary exercises, and some extra stuff. So look, if we have a look at grammar reference for Unit 1, yeah, we will see that here we have all the rules consolidated on one page. Yeah, then we have additional grammar exercises. And you see here, you can be really, really flexible. Well, if you have 3 lessons per week, you don't use this section. You see that you have no time, and it's enough to do only the exercises which are given in the first part of the workbook. But if you have 5 lessons per week, well, why not to have additional grammar lesson? And here you are. You don't need to look for them somewhere on the internet. All the tasks are here for you. Again, if you have fast finishers and you see that they are bored because they've already done the exercises given the student's book, well, you ask them to open this page and do the exercises. So here, these additional pages, yeah, give you the choice. And as you see, it's not only grammar, it's vocabulary as well. Again, I don't know why, but it's a kind of magic. Students love this vocabulary page. Look, here they are asked to write the translation of all the words they have learned in the unit. And again, it gives them some confidence, like, look, I can easily write maybe the translation, maybe the definition to all the words. They can do it at the end of the unit. And here we also have vocabulary extension. Yes, some other words. Yes, students can learn. For example, if we speak about sport, yeah, here we have nice kinds of sports like I can see them sailing or maybe yachting. Why not? And it's not only grammar and vocab, it's also extra speaking and listening for every single unit. And if we speak about speaking, it's a nice practice of functional language. And listening is always a good idea, I believe. So we have these nice lessons, extra lessons for every single unit. Well, so to sum up, we can say that next MOOC workbook is 85 pages of practice, right? Plus 40 pages of additional practice, which you can use if you have time, which you can use in the way you want, or you can skip. It's up to you to decide. Well, and now to sum up, so how would I describe this resource if I had to use only one word? So if I had to use only one word to describe Next MOOC students book, I would describe it with the help of the word unity. You know, I love how all the topics are linked in the students book. Not only the topics, but also the skills, grammar, vocab, right? The vocab is presented during the first lesson. Then it is recycled again and again. And actually, we have not one vocabulary lesson in the students book, we have two, and they are closely linked as well. Also, if we have a look at the grammar, yeah, it's logically introduced. It's introduced through the context. Well, also, I didn't show it today because we don't have much time. Of course, we have listening and reading lessons where all the words, all the grammar will be recycled again and again. Well, yeah, maybe the word connection. Yeah, it can be the synonym. Thank you, Vladislava. Yeah, the connection, the unity of material. Well, we are moving further, and teacher's book can be described for me personally as assistance. It's a perfect personal assistant which saves lots and lots of my time. And I believe that having such a nice teacher's book will save a lot of time for me, and I will have some spare time to watch my favorite movie, which is What Women Want. Yeah, step-by-step lesson plans, a lot of extra ideas. Again, language notes, because pretty often we might not know actually the answers to the questions. We might not know like what these colors mean or who that person in the picture is. Of course, we can use Google, but it will take some time. But in Next MOOC, we have these language notes or cultural notes, which will provide us with all the necessary information, yeah, which we need to prepare well for the lesson. And what I love about workbook, yeah, it's perfect practice. Different types of activities to practice not only language but to skills as well. I want to mention that Next MOOC workbook goes with the audio CD, so your students can have extra listening activities at home. So perfect practice, which is not boring, which appeals to students. So that is the summary. Next MOOC is unity, practice, and perfect assistance. Well, and again, as always, working with the Next MOOC, you have a choice. You can choose a classical variant to work with. Yeah, it's a paper students book, paper workbook, and class audio CDs. So your students use students book during the lesson, right, and the workbook to do exercises at home. But you can choose the blended version. Yeah, it's when the students use the paper book during the lesson, but they do home task on My English Lab. So Next MOOC has My English Lab. And again, judging from my personal experience, my son used a paper workbook last year. This year, when we started that My English campaign, My English Lab campaign at the beginning of March, their teacher decided to use My English Lab, and I can tell you that students love technologies. He really loves doing his home task on the My English Lab platform. He loves clicking, matching, dragging, typing the words. Well, so anything that can be done on computer but not in the paper workbook is much better for modern kids. And when we speak about teachers, of course, well, if you buy more than 15 sets of books for your class, you will get the teacher's book for free. Also, there is a nice interactive active teach tool, which you can use with your interactive whiteboards and class audio CDs. Well, and now I will tell you that word, that magic word, which you need to know if you want to buy the book, this marvelous resource with the 25% discount. Отже, що ж це за слово? Промокодом, який дасть вам можливість отримати знижку на 25%, є наступний. Next, move, 25. Це ваше чарівне слово, яке дасть вам 25% знижку на придбання ресурсу Next Move будь-якого рівня, будь то один підручник, 2, Teacher's Book, Student's Book, немає значення. Як це працює? Тобто ви заходите за посиланням в наш онлайн-магазин, вибираєте ресурс, який вас цікавить, в даному випадку, так, і кладете вашу покупку в корзину. Потім ви заходите в ваш кошик, так, і бачите, перед тим, як оплатити, у вас буде опція код купону, застосувати купон. І ось там, де написано код купону, ви вводите ці магічні слова Next Move 25. Пам'ятайте про деякі правила. Купон, це магічне слово, починає діяти з першого дня після того, як ви отримуєте лист з сертифікатом. Тобто, якщо ви зараз захочете купити цей підручник, от прямо зараз, це не спрацює, дочекайтесь сертифікат. Потім 10 днів після отримання сертифікату цей код, промокод працюватиме. На жаль, ви можете використати його тільки на покупки до 2000 гривень. Якщо ж ви б хотіли придбати курс на цілий клас, сконтактуйте з вашим менеджером, сконтактуйте з нашим CCD Department. Ми обов'язково зробимо вам знижку. Даний купон діє виключно на покупки до 2000 гривень. І зараз наша QA session. Я з радістю відповім на ваші запитання. Я бачила, що запитання були під час нашого вебінару, тому зараз я з радістю відповім на деякі з них. Okay, so let's start. Так. Ось давайте почнемо з цього. Чи зараховуєте ці курси як курси підвищення кваліфікації, які ми зазвичай проходимо при Академії неперервної освіти? Дякую вам, Юля Кармелюк, за гарне питання. Так, ви знаєте, що чи зараховуються курси, чи не зараховуються курси? Це те рішення, яке приймає наукова рада вашої школи. Тобто ви отримуєте сертифікат за проходження курсу. В сертифікаті буде зазначено, що ви пройшли курс тривалістю 12 годин. Ваш сертифікат матиме унікальний серійний номер. Цей серійний номер буде підтверджено на нашому веб-сайті. Тому це рішення зараховувати ці курси чи не зараховувати буде приймати, власне, ваша школа. Ще одне запитання від Ірини Стахів. Starter. Чи є у нас starter підручник рівень в Next Move? Ні. В Next Move, на відміну від Wider World, стартеру немає. Курс починається з одинички. Наступне питання від Ірини Московки. What is the difference between Next Move and Wider World? Ви знаєте, різниця між Next Move і Wider World – це трішки різні підходи до вивчення англійської мови. І той ресурс рекомендується до використання в середній школі 5 і 8 класи. І використовуючи Next Move, використовуючи Wider World, ви досягнете прекрасного результату, проте трішки по-різному. Я би сказала, що Next Move, він розміреніший. Next Move ідеально підходить для різнорівневих груп. Next Move ідеально підходить для тих, в кого 3 години в тиждень. Next Move ідеальний для тих, хто переходить з українського підручника Несвіт, Карпюк на автентику. Ось це Next Move, це ваш прекрасний вибір. Він розмірений, він поступовий, він комфортний. Я бачу це з власного досвіду, як працює моя дитина. Wider World прекрасно спрацює в спецшколі. Wider World прекрасно спрацює з сильними дітьми, коли у вас є 5 годин, коли у вас є можливість дивитися відео. Wider World нереально насичений. Тому тут вирішувати вам. Якщо у вас сильна група і є достатньо годин, можете брати Wider World. Якщо у вас група мішана, у вас є сильніші діти, слабші діти, у вас недостатньо годин, тоді зверніть увагу на Next Move. Отже, продовжимо наші запитання. Ось ще одне запитання від Лесі Волько. Після Fly High, що б порекомендували на 5 клас 3 години в тиждень? Якщо ви в початковій школі пройшли Fly High від 1 до 4 включно, ви можете на 3 години брати Wider World. Якщо ви будете бачити, що вам не вистачає годин, щоб покрити, наприклад, за 1 рік пройти підручник, ви дуже часто, багато вчителів беруть підручник на 1,5 року. Тобто, маючи 3 години, ви можете спокійно працювати з Wider World 1,5 року. Так, have some promo codes, how it works. Отже, якщо ви відвідали декілька наших вебінарів про декілька наших ресурсів, так, у вас є декілька кодів, і ви можете використовувати кожен з них. Тобто, ви відвідали вебінар по Wider World, хочете купити Wider World, використовуєте промокод до Wider World. Ви відвідали вебінар про Кріста, наприклад, по Roadmap, ви маєте код доступу промокод до Roadmap, як його купити, ви купуєте Roadmap. Ось так працює промокод, просто при покупці, коли вже ви зайдете в корзину і захочете проплатити ресурс, там буде «Введіть купон». Ви вводите це слово, яке ви, в принципі, ще раз отримуєте цей промокод, коли вам прийде лист з сертифікатом. Price. Запитує нас Валентина Антонюк. Ціна. Якщо чесно, ось так зараз, прямо зараз я ціну вам не скажу. Ви можете зайти в наш онлайн-магазин. Моя колега Олена Міходу, яка сьогодні модерує мене, може скинути вам зараз посилання на наш онлайн-магазин. Ви можете глянути ціну там. Або ж, якщо ви знаєте менеджера, з яким ви працюєте, зателефонуйте вашому менеджеру, і я думаю, він обов'язково скаже вам вартість цього підручника. Є ще одне питання щодо ePanel від Юлії Медведєвої. ePanel заповнила анкету, відправила запит і досі не отримала імейл. Я це не розумію. Зателефонуйте ще раз. Можливо, десь пропустили, різне буває, можливо, було дуже багато запитів. Зателефонуйте нам ще раз, повторіть ваше прохання, і я думаю, вам обов'язково підключать доступ до ePanel. Я бачу, що запитань більше немає, тому я дякую вам всім. За увагу. Я дякую, що сьогодні ви долучилися до нашого вебінару. Я бажаю вам вдалого закінчення навчального року, який, напевно, запам'ятається всім нам на все життя. Тому закінчуйте ваші Zoom-навчання, виставляйте оцінки і готуйтеся до гарного літнього відпочинку. Не забувайте, сертифікати надійдуть вам за тиждень після вебінару. Перевіряйте вашу скриньку, ви обов'язково його отримаєте. І дякую вам знову і знову за те, що ви проводите свій час в Untitled Education, за те, що ви розвиваєтесь професійно, не дивлячись ні на які карантини, локдауни і так далі. Мені приємно, що вебінар був цікавим. Будьте здорові, будьте щасливі. Дякую вам за увагу. До зустрічі. До побачення.